Everyone's hyped for Silksong right now, but in the few days we have left, there are a few other games that I think deserve to be dusted off. The Steamworld games are a sprawling tapestry of games of various genres, set in the same universe of cute Steambots. There's tactics games, there's a card battler, but it all started here with this humble little digging game. Almost. Apparently there was a tower defense game that came out before this on the DS that I had never heard of until I did a little Googling in prep for this video. You learn something every day. Well, anyway, this is where I first got into Steamworld, so let's dig in. I apologize for that one. If you subscribe, I promise I'll never do it again. It all starts out as a humble little mining bot, who finds himself in a small town of other steam bots mining out in the middle of the desert. There's gems to be dug out here, and you better get to work, because the world might be a wasteland, but capitalism is alive and well, so get down there. The gameplay is rock simple. Get down there with your pick, dig up some squares, find the squares that have gems in them, bring them up for money, get some upgrades, and go back down. That's pretty much it. Steamworld is a simple place, and the game is a simple game. There's not much to worry about down there in the earth. Not too much difficulty, not too many enemies, which is a small blessing since your little miner bot sure as hell was not designed for combat. There's bugs and stuff that you can whack to death. There are falling rocks that can smush you, but that's not really a big deal as long as you're careful. You can only really die here if you're careless, which I am. I mean, it's kind of like Minecraft, right? Because like in vanilla Minecraft, really there's nothing that can kill you if you know what you're doing and you're paying attention, but the game is just kind of hypnotic. You get lulled into carelessness and then you wind up getting killed by something dumb. So invariably I did get smushed a few times, but that aside, not much to worry about. You know, it's nice to play an easy game for a change now and then, don't you think? I mean, especially so for me, because I just got done taking another failed run at Dead Cells last week, and that was a little frustrating, so I was ready to unwind a little bit. You can dig in various places, but you can't really get lost. I mean, it's a digging game. If ever you can't figure out which direction to go, maybe try going down. On the whole, not too much to talk about, but it just scratches that nice, easy, passive gaming itch. Collecting resources is always nice, passive fun, and digging a big hole is just inherently satisfying. So I had a good time, and it made me want to play the second one. So I did. Now Steamworld Dig 2, this is where it's at. It picks up right after where the first one left off. You get a new character, a new town, but same basic gameplay. There's a few new things. You can find priceless artifacts now, and then immediately redeem them in town for things that have actual tangible value, because you ain't bothering with that. There's some new upgrades you can get. You can get a grappling hook this time around and just grapple everywhere all the time. You can even get a jetpack later in the game, which lets you fly outright and really honestly kind of trivializes a lot of the game, but it's still pretty fun. There's more exploration in the second one too. I mean, yeah, you're still going down about 80% of the time, but sometimes you need to go sideways. Ooh. And there's some more lore expanding on some of the stuff in the first one, and you would not think the lore of this world would be as dark as it is. I mean, it's not outright Lovecraftian, but still, it's a little darker than you'd think that a game with cute robot characters like this would be. And on the whole, 2 is longer, more fleshed out, more polished, just kinda, sorta better all around in every way. Good enough that it might make you wonder if you should even have bothered with the first one. I mean, yeah, I guess you could skip playing the first one if you wanted, but these games are short enough and cheap enough now that you might as well buy them both and play them back to back and treat them as 2 halves of the same game. It's a little questionable how you would even categorize this. The Steam page says Metroidvania, but that is a little bit contentious. How exactly do you define that? See, I made a video about Rain World a few weeks back where I called it a Metroidvania because I thought it was, and that turned out to be a very contentious statement if the comments are anything to go by, and that, for what it's worth, is also tagged as a Metroidvania on the Steam page, which as I understand it are user-given, so I'm not the only one who thought that, just for the record. I mean, in my consideration, a Metroidvania is just an open, explorable, continuous world that may or may not have upgrades, and that has non-linear progression, or at the very least lets you choose your own path now and then. I guess that might be muddying the waters a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. We might have to get the gaming community to come together and hammer out exactly what these things mean. Anyway, regardless of what you want to call these games, they're pretty fun. And if they made a third one someday, I'd be right out there to play it. I am slightly interested in the other games in the Steamworld verse as well. I did play the card game one, Hand of Gilgamesh, but I don't know, I got about 10 hours in and I just kind of lost interest. I guess you could say I ran out of steam. Oh, still got it. But anyway, yeah, I had a good time with these games, and I always thought they could use a little more attention, so there you go. Well, that's all I really had to say. I'm gonna go play something else now. Take care, everybody.